In 2018, GitHub faced one of the largest recorded DDoS attacks, with a traffic hitting 1.3 terabytes per second. And then 2020, Amazon faced also another attack, and it was the largest recorded attack. It recorded over 2 terabyte traffic per second. So how do these attacks work? And most importantly, how can we stop them? Hi, and welcome to this video about DoS attacks. So what's the meaning of DoS attacks? DoS attacks are denial of service. So this is what DoS stands for, denial of service. So we have a service and we want to stop it from working, to cause harm to the company or to the government. For example, you want to log into a website and then you try and you get always this loading icon, but it's not working. It does nothing because someone overloaded the server with a lot of requests, and that's why it's not working. Let me use the board to explain it in a very detailed way. So we have a server or a website in the middle. Let me draw. So this is our server, and we have normal users on the right side, and these users send requests to the server. So, and we have on the other side a hacker who wants to bring the server down. And this attacker or this hacker is sending a lot of requests at the same time to the server to cause the server, to bring the server down. And imagine that you have a bank or you have like a financial company. This company is trying to deliver a service for its customer, and someone brought the server down and it's not accessible. So imagine the amount of damage that this guy is causing. But we have another level of DoS attacks, and it's called DDoS attacks, which is distributed, which means distributed denial of service attacks. And in that case, we have this guy here, the hacker, but we have again, but we have more systems or bots that are working with him. So these are bots that are working with him, and instead of sending just one request, all of these are sending requests at the same time to the server to cause this breakdown. There are different requests like SYN attacks or ICMP, like TCP SYN attacks or ICMP attacks, requests that are going to the server to cause the harm or to harm the server and to make it not accessible for normal users. Now let's move to the computer and let's try to perform an attack. But please bear in mind that this is just an educational video. Please do not use any of this content to harm other people.
Now we are inside my penetration testing lab. This is my Kali Linux machine, which is I'm going to use to run the test or the DoS attack. I have another machine, which is OWASP, Open Web Broken Applications, which is I'm going to use as a target machine. I need just one thing from the OWASP machine, which is the IP address to target the machine using this IP address. I run ifconfig to get the IP address. This is the IP address 10 1.0.2.15. And that's it with the OWASP machine. Now we need to open the terminal. We will use hping3 to simulate or perform the DoS attack. Before we use the tool, we can run man hping3 to see what's this tool. And here, when we scroll down, we will have kind of description of hping3. hping3 is a network tool able to send custom TCP/IP packets. And through this customization, we can flood the servers with an endless number of packets. So that's the short and easy explanation of this tool. Now let's quit the man command using Q, and let's try to run the hping3 command. We need sudo access. We need the root access to run the command. And the terminal is suggesting the command because I used it in preparing for this video. And I'm going to explain it. The S means that we are using TCP SYN attack, and flood, which means flood the server, and using port 80. And this is the IP address, the target, and this is the size of the data. The max limit of the size of the data is 65,500. So I'm using 65,400, which is under the limit. It's okay. Now let me press on enter. It's asking for the password because I'm using the sudo command. And if you look at the server diagram here at the bottom of my screen, you can see that it's now going up. So the CPU usage is around 25%. And now let's stop. Now it went down to 0 or 1%. And now you see the result of this attack. In a couple of seconds, we sent around 7,000 packets. And this is just like a simple normal DoS attack. But in case you want to do distributed denial of service attacks, you need to use more machines. So in summary, we need a tool to run these kind of requests, and then we need to define the protocol that we are going to use in our attack. Then flood in the case of hping3 here, and then the port that we are going to attack, then the target IP address, then the size of the packets that we want to send. Now let's move to another topic, how we can stop these kind of attacks. Like the first and the easiest way to stop these kind of attacks is to use IP tables and to block all malicious IPs. And the second thing is to set up a rate limit on your server. So if you have an Apache server, you can go to the setting and change the rate limit. There are also some online service providers who can help you in stopping or protecting your website or your company from these kind of attacks.
That was all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any question, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe. Just one note before closing. This is the first time in front of the camera. Hope it was good because I'm a bit nervous. It's not easy to stand in front of the camera and teach.